Hey guys, Mr. Catlin here. We're looking at lesson 11 and we have these equations. We're matching them to solutions, stories that go with them. So I think the first step that I'm going to show in this video is just simply solving the equation. So I'm gonna do that over here to the side. So I'm just going to take that as my first step, and then we'll match them to stories here in a minute. So this particular problem here, you want to get rid of that 7. There's no groups to worry about, so you don't have to distribute or divide first. So this is just your straight up solving problem. And what number times 5 is 10? X is 2. So X is 2. X is 2. Now it looks like a Y there. X is 2. And let's move on to the second one. So B, it says that 7 equals 3 times the group of 5 plus X. So we got 3 groups of 5 plus X. Now technically we could divide both sides by 3, but I think 7 divided by 3 is not very pretty. So I'm going to distribute on this one. That's just my choice. You don't have to do that. I just think it works out easier. So I got 3 5s, which is 15, and I got 3 X's, which is 3X, and then of course equals 7. And then as I go through about the process of solving this one, the first step that you'd want to take is get rid of the 15 to get X more isolated than what it was before. And so 3X's have a value of 7 minus 15, which is negative 8. And then your last step here is to divide both sides by 3 because they're multiplying by 3. So I'm going to divide by 3, and X is equal to negative 8/3. And that's my solution for B. So there's B, here's A. Let's work out C next. So C is over here. C says 3X plus 5 equals negative 7. So no groups here, don't have to worry about distributing. We just need to start by getting rid of the plus 5. So we take 5 away from both sides. Now if you take 5 away from a negative 7, then you get negative 12. And what times 3 could give us negative 12? Well, X would have to be 4 obviously. And for it to be negative as a product, it needs to be a negative 4. So we have our solution there for C. All right, and then lastly, let's do D. I think we'll make some space down here. We have a third of X plus 7 equals 5. So if a third of that group is 5, then a full group of X plus 7, not a fraction of it, would be 15. Because you could think of that as that group being split up to a third of its size. Then its full size would be 3 times bigger than 5, so everything kind of got tripled there. And what number could you add to 7 and get 5? Well, that number would have to be 8. And so X is 8 for that one. Alright, so we got our solutions for A, B, C, and D. That was part of it. It says match each equation to the solutions and the stories that go with it. So we have our answers. We know that A is 2, so that matches number 3. We know that B is 8/3. That was on there. Negative 4 was 1. And then 8, D matches 4. So we got our matches there. Let's move on to the stories. And we will do that in the next video because I don't believe we'll have time to finish that in this particular one.